Oh man, this thing is so amazing. It's so red. It's like a red rocket.
That's the color.
This thing is awesome.
Thank you.
What's up guys, Larry Chen here. Welcome to another episode of Hoonigan Autofocus. We're focusing on autos and today is a beautiful auto. Wow, what the, oh my God. This is so beautiful. I don't even know what to say. This is my buddy, Jeremy.
How you guys doing?
He actually works at Jay Leno's garage. They actually have their own detailing brand. If you guys ever wondered how Jay keeps all of those hundreds of cars and motorcycles clean, these guys do it.
Chris and I take care of them, and we're fortunate enough to take care of them. But Jay's a good guy to be involved with and great guy all around. He's good people.
It's crazy that you had to basically create your own brand from your experience of cleaning these cars. You're able to create this detailing product.
Yeah, you know, and we've worked with Jay for a little over 10 years, so it's been a process, you know, and he's got cars that have nickel, copper, all different kinds of metals. So when it comes to metal polishing, some were too abrasive, some weren't abrasive enough. And so we've developed stuff that works unique for his cars. So it's a good testing ground, that's for sure. I mean, we have paints that are 50, 60 years old to new stuff to, you know.
More, maybe 100 years old.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. There's a Baker Electric that's in the 1902s or something like that. So.
Well, while I like to talk about Jay's cars, we're actually not here to talk about Jay's cars today. We're here to talk about Jeremy's beautiful 427 Cobra. This is just a showstopper. I don't even know where to start.
1966 Cobra Replica. It's an ERA, is the manufacturer. It's a fiberglass body, about 500 horsepower, weighs 2,200 pounds, 2,300 pounds, fully loaded with gas and oil. One of the only cars I've ever been fortunate enough to drive that I literally respect more than anything. It's like there's no computer telling it don't crash into the wall, so the power is there. It's got a Tremec 4-speed. I respect this car and love it. I mean, there's some good history behind it. This was actually, my grandpa bought this and had it in his collection. He passed away a long time ago, about 15, 20 years ago, and I was fortunate enough to get it out of the will. I bought it out of the will, and this was like, he had a car collection, smaller car collection, about 24 cars, and when he got this was like his dream. So I like did everything in my power to see if I could still keep it in the family. So
the way it sits right now, just from looking at it, oh my God, it looks like a brand new car. It looks like it just came off the showroom floor.
Man, he took really good care of it as well. There's about 3,900 miles on it. I'm in the business, so a lot of times come home, be in the garage and polish a section, and it's good. Everyone has their zen, you know, and that's a lot of thinking goes into that. But man, it's amazing. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, wait till we go for a ride. The power is there.
Believe me. Oh, believe me, I cannot wait. So what year was this actually built?
It was built about 20 years ago. From what I understand, my grandpa bought one for himself and one for my uncle. Matching cars, and this guy lived in New Mexico, and he bought two of them. And he had a race course that mimicked Laguna Seca in his backyard. And he literally would drive these things hard and then sell them, you know, and really he'd shake them down. And my grandpa and my uncle flew in, and he was driving one of them, and my grandpa was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, like he grew when he brought this over to our house when I was a kid. It was pretty cool.
So let's start on the outside. I love the wheels so much. These knockoffs
Yeah, the knockoffs, that's it's all original. So those are 15-inch rims. There's a few other manufacturers now that are going with bigger rims that they look really good. And let me tell you, I was thinking hard about it, but I like keeping it period correct, I guess you can say. The only thing that's different is for sure the black knockoffs. They were. So
is this magnesium?
Yes. Yep. And that's how they were. And then, you know, the whole deal with the spinners is, you know, that I believe was a Carroll Shelby thing. It was quicker to change the tires. They just come and literally, and it's the craziest thing in the world to change those. You hit it with a lead hammer and you swing pretty hard on it, and it's like, it doesn't feel right. You know?
Yeah, and I see that they may have missed it a couple times.
Not me, I swear. Yeah. It was they.
Wow. Okay, let's take a look around here. The chrome is perfect. I mean, so do you know what color this actually is?
You know, I do not. It's red. It is bright red, that's for sure.
It is the reddest red, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it looks good, dude. I love it. I mean, I never thought I'd like driving a red car like this, but this is definitely an exception. It's a side oiler 427, so it's the, you know, sought after motor, the one that beat Ferrari at Le Mans, and it's got power for days, man. I mean, if you start out a third gear on accident, it has no issue. It won't even sputter. You'll definitely know you're in third gear, but it'll slowly roll and it won't jerk at all. It's crazy how much power it has for days. I mean, insane.
I've had a chance to see some of these, the replicas and also the originals. I've had a chance to shoot at Shelby in Las Vegas. I've never actually really seen one on the street. It's pretty cool to see that you actually use it. But the fact, I mean, like, it's crazy to me that you can see the suspension and everything here.
Yeah, it's pretty basic when you look at it. It's a race car, you know, honestly. I mean, so ERA took the body of the original Cobra and the size and everything and changed it up, moved. So typically the driver's seat, you had to be really short. And the ERAs are known for, you know, you could be 6'3" and still work with the car. And have room to be in there. It has a jag rear end, and how they adapt the front piece of the frame to the back, it makes this car handle 10 times better, a lot safer and all that. I mean, those guys who raced in Le Mans back in the day, they were studs. I mean, I would be white knuckling it.
Wow, I love the glass.
Yeah, you know, and if you didn't have that, it literally would be a wind tunnel in there. I mean, these flaps up here help out tremendously, you know, from getting hit. I mean, I've drove on the freeway and there's rocks and stuff. Unfortunately, got a little break there. I watched it come too, like, oh no, boom. So it's
I like the plate frame.
Yeah, you know, my grandpa, he went out to Shelby's in Vegas and bought that, but it's cool. They do a lot of the same marks, same gauges, badges, and you know, it's very, very close to an original, you know, and I mean, I love it. It's like I said, I respect it.
So what is this for?
So there's a like cover for dust and stuff from getting in, you know, any animals if it's parked in a garage and you don't drive it a lot, but I don't ever put it on. In fact, I like them. It's not the funnest thing detailing. I don't know if you've ever detailed or anyone's ever detailed anything like this, hitting your knuckles and fingers on it.
Yeah.
It literally like doesn't move.
Yeah. So can we take a look at under the trunk? I don't even, I mean, is it even usable?
Yeah, it is. Watch, I'll show you right now. It's actually locked, but
this is kind of what I'm curious about. Like, could you actually use this car?
Yeah, it's not like, you know, Jay's got a funny line with some of the supercars and stuff that he has on his show. You know, it's like, he goes, yeah, so you could basically take a pair of panties and that's it when you go on a road trip, you know, where this, I mean, look, it's two good-sized backpacks.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good.
The battery's back there, and it's got a carpet kit and stuff.
Okay, so that's where the hoop kind of ties into?
Yeah, that's for the roll So the passenger, you know, you're dead, but the driver's fine.
You're gonna have to start getting scared immediately.
That's good to know.
You know, yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. But no, it's so cool. I mean, I don't know. We live in Orange County, and Chris and I will carpool out to Jay's. We're there every Monday to detail, and you know, you sit in that traffic, and it's taken us, on average, it's like 2 hours to get home. It's taken us 3, and you come home and get in this and drive for 20 minutes, and you know, I got kids, and I'm married, and you could go drive this for 20 minutes, come back, and you're decompressed, man. It literally scares you to death.
This
and then
is so cool. So let's check out the interior here.
Yeah.
It's minimal.
Yeah, it's, you know, there's no radio. A lot of replica manufacturers that are doing a lot more, you know, they'll have a radio in it, air conditioning, heater. This has none of that. It's bare bones. I mean, it does have windshield wiper and windshield wiper fluid that I think is hilarious, but that's about it.
It just gets you wet.
It just, yeah, and they're never pointed the right way. They move so much, so it's pretty basic. I mean, but headlights work. I think the funniest thing is the horn's pretty sweet. I don't know if you're gonna move.
What the?
Yeah, be careful with it. It's loud.
Let me hear that.
Yeah.
It's so quiet. You could literally yell louder from the driver's seat. Hey, get out of the way.
Give them a rev check, and I think they'll know you're there. But it's pretty cool. But what cracks me up too is, in a fiberglass car, I don't know how much cigarettes.
Well, it has
an ashtray. But this is the kill switch for the battery.
Oh,
that's all that holds for me.
That's kind of the race car part of it.
Yeah, you know,
it even has a kill switch.
Yeah, you know, it needs it. That way there's, you know, no issues with, you don't want it live while it's sitting there. And I put a trickle charger on it and stuff to keep the battery good to go.
Like the door hinge and everything, all of that is so cool.
It's just
so
clean,
good
dude.
Looking.
Yeah, you know,
like that.
It's and I don't know if you could get on the camera. What I think is the craziest about driving this is how when you get in it, because the motor's so big and they like spooned in this huge motor, you could see where the motor and tranny literally comes, and all the pedals are like on the left side on the wall. So you sit kind of cockeyed in there.
So it does remind me of, like, I think the Viper is similar to that.
Yeah,
and also
with that big V10.
The older 911s are like that too. All the pedals are to one side and you're not even sitting straight really. Yeah. But this is pretty much the same way, which is pretty cool. Oh, I love the pedals so much.
Yeah, that's AC Cobra. That's who Carol went to, and you know, they got the frames and everything from, and then he made them into the race cars with the 427s. And one thing Jay did tell me when I told him I got this, he was like, "Oh, really? You got a Cobra? What kind?" I was like, "It's a ERA." He's like, 427 or what? I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Make sure you have a fire extinguisher, because you don't need to be that guy when the thing catches on fire going." So I was like, "Oh man, yeah, that's kind of scary." But you know, it's fiberglass, so yeah, you know, it will go up like the 4th of July if you didn't pay attention. But it's clean, man.
Incredible. I love it so much. You know, looking from the outside as a visual aspect of it, just the way the exhaust comes out.
Yeah, it's so clean,
pretty
man.
Looking.
Yeah, and I've been metal polishing them. So they're stainless steel, and the stainless steel tends to change colors. Even if nothing gets on them, they'll just kind of dull out a little. But our metal polish will bring it back up to luster. And I drove it and got caught in a little bit of rain, and then that kind of etched in. And I've been working on the exhaust pipes, but that's what I'm talking about. You come home and detail on this. I love detailing. It's my way to kind of break the mind. You know, you could start something and make something look fantastic in a short period of time, you know.
Is it time for a ride? Let's go.
I think so.
Let's go. I better take off my hat before it blows away. This thing is so cool. All right, so.
Right there.
All right. Whew. Wow, that door is weightless. It basically doesn't exist. Oh, I love that when you're turning it over, it's like thinking about it, and then it does it.
And then it wakes up, you know. So So 2 clicks, the headlights and running lights. Running lights are nothing, and then electric fan. So that I run in most of the time. You get on the, obviously on the freeway, but because it's such a big motor and it's in a tight area, like if you're in traffic, you feel the heat coming up in under this, and you turn the fan on and it literally does a lot. Water temp, oil pressure, oil temp, amperage, and then fuel, RPM, mile an hour.
I like
high beam, low beam, and then blinkers, and that's it. And then the horn that you can't hear.
Yeah, I can't even hear it. It's so loud. I like the shifter actually. It's pretty cool design.
So it's crazy. You think that this is the original design, and see how it comes at an angle. You would think like, ah, man, it's gonna, how hard is it gonna be to shift? But it is actually really comfortable. And you know, it has to get in reverse, you got to pull the T, so it's not the easiest to get in reverse, which is reassuring. You know, the last thing you need is 500 horsepower slamming it in reverse.
Unbelievable. Here we go. Literally everybody's staring at us.
You know,
not because it's 2 guys in 1 convertible, a red convertible, but this thing is just a showstopper.
You know, that's one thing that was cool about my grandpa. He had a passion for cars, and he was a Ford guy. And you know, he'd always say, "There's nothing better than taking out the car. You'll have every age group, every demographic, just stopping and wanting to take pictures with it." And it, you know, that's one thing that's cool about going to car shows. You could have lowrider guys, you could have, you know, the import guys, all that, and they're all together in one area and everyone gets along. It's the coolest thing. Cars bring communities together, you know, and
for sure. And that, I mean, that's how I met you, you know, that's how I hooked up with Jay and his whole crew, which is honestly such a big dream for me. Not so long ago, we had a chance to, setting off car alarms.
Yeah, there's one.
That's one of my favorite things to do in my 911 is set up all the car alarms. But not too long ago, we actually did a workshop at Leno's garage, which honestly was such a big dream to be able to kind of open up the garage for people who want to learn how to take pictures. And now we're hanging out. I'm hanging out with Jeremy and his beautiful 427 Cobra. It's a dream car. It really is. Yeah, it's beautiful.
That Canon event that we had at Jay's was pretty cool because he doesn't, you know, his obviously, you know, people know his garage isn't open to the public. There is tours, you know, people that will raffle them off. Jay will donate tours of the garage, but that was kind of the first time he's ever done anything like that, and to see him open up like that and let us borrow his garage to shoot. I mean, he brought out the F1, and that's like asking for his firstborn child.
Legit, Jay is like, hey, you want me to move some cars around? What do you want it? Okay, all right, I'll bring out the F1. Let me show you the tools. Let me show you all of these cool features. It's just, I had to pinch myself. I had to pinch this guy.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, yeah, can you bring out the F1 maybe? Like just throwing it out there. And when he was like, you want the F1? Yeah, sure. I'm like, okay. And then to see him he gets into it, you know, because everyone that was there were really cool people and they were really respectful. And that's when Jay gets into it. You know, he knows that the people are, you know, they're normal. They're not crazy. And
what the heck? That is crazy. It's crazy how much traction this thing has. Oh my God! That's crazy.
That's what I'm talking about. You could release some stress.
That's not the only thing that released just now. Oh my God. Man. What the heck?
Dude, it's
This This is the quintessential California car right here.
It is, dude. It's a dream, you know. Like today, we were detailing, and Chris and I detailing his bug, and we were posting pictures on our Instagram, and we have, you know, guys who use the product that follow us in Minnesota, and they're like literally pissed off. I mean, it's California's a dream to live here, you know.
That sound.
Yeah, the backfire is no joke, man. It's Chris has been following, and in daytime there's been a ball of flames that pop out because it's throwing so much fuel.
It's literally right there.
Yeah.
What the? Oh my God, this is. Don't judge us, okay? Two guys in a convertible.
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun here. This is like the whole thing about a car is built around the engine.
Yeah.
But this is like the purest form of motoring.
Well, this is what we America built to try and take on Jaguar and those guys, you know, and it was a dream to race the 24-hour, you know, Le Mans race and to even finish the race. And Carol and that team, man, they did such a fantastic job. And Jaguar, Ferrari, all those guys got it handed to them.
That is the real deal right there.
Yeah, it's definitely fun, man. And you know, with my grandpa owning this and being able to drive it still, you know, I'd imagine he's in heaven looking down going, do another burnout, hopefully.
That's awesome.
So it was cool. I got to drive him in this. Yeah, Replica. Oh, thank you. See what I mean?
Yeah, you can make somebody in a Prius smile.
Yeah. That victory is ours. But it's crazy. So I have a 12-year-old son, and we took this to I was looking for tires for it, and two guys stopped, and a half an hour later we're finally leaving, and my son's like, you're gonna have to get used to that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you can't just go somewhere. You go to get gas, you'll see the guy on the other side looking around the gas pump like, is that a Cobra? Like, yeah. And then you end up talking to him, and he's telling you stories about his dad's cars, and it's pretty cool, you know? Again, you get people's mind off of the everyday stress, which is awesome. But we really appreciate you bringing us on. I mean, you've done a killer job. I mean, I watch these autofocuses, and I'm like, man, the one that you were in the helicopter down in Baja.
Oh, yeah.
That is a trip. I mean, the pilot, I watch him go, and then he comes up, and he literally gets the helicopter sideways.
Yeah.
Do you have something holding that camera?
No.
Oh, get out of here.
Basically have to hold on for dear life.
Yeah. And then you're like, we're gonna change the card and the and we're just gonna stop over here.
We land in someone's farm on their field, and they're like, what the heck is going on?
My God,
well, on top of that, we get to, because we're in Mexico, we basically land on the street, anywhere on the street.
Jesus, man. And I love your little packed lunch you had.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There's Chris's nemesis.
Oh, wow. Okay, I get it now. That was incredible. Jeremy, thank you so much for letting us shoot this beautiful car.
Thank you for inviting us.
Just thank you in general for kind of all your help, being able to work with Jay, being able to work with you guys. It's been such a dream. But I can see that You believe in your product, plus you're a big car guy, like all of us.
You know, trying to keep up with Jay and everyone else, you know?
I think everyone else is trying to keep up.
No, it's really awesome that, you know, fortunate. I met Jay. We were working a booth with the company that I own that manufactures the car care product. He had to park next to our booth because the crowd got crazy around him. And I was like, okay, talk to him. You can talk to him. Hey Jay, I'd really love to show you our products. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, come down to the garage. And I'm like, okay. And I came down there and we polished out his Galaxy, his Ford Galaxy. I came down there, they were shooting a YouTube. He's like, hey, you want to polish on this? You want to be on the YouTube? And I'm like, oh geez, it's kind of like today. This was Chris's day with the bug, and I was like, oh, I'll drive the Cobra. And then now I'm behind the camera with you, so I don't have my camera face on.
Well, I think that's a wrap.